Hey everyone, it's Getting Crafty 101. I am kind of showing you what I've done with the molding magic, my first tries at it. I had a failure and then I had what I think a huge success. So this is the stuff the Pastry Diva has made a few videos on. I can't remember the exact name of the company, but I'll put it down in the down box. But anyways, this is what it looks like as far as the container. Mine's empty, and I actually used 2 of these for everything that I did. So okay, so the first time I thought, well, I'm going to do these cookie sheets, you know, that are really long, and I put it in there and I didn't tape it down or glue it down or anything like that, and it started floating and bubbles got under there because of these. But other than all that, it warped my mold. Yeah. So I would not suggest putting, you know, the chocolate molds in that stuff because it just gets it's too hot and it's going to ruin your molds. This I could still use. I'm just going to make some clay pieces and then, you know, do the molds from them. But yeah, that was my first problem. But then I decided, you know, I was going to do something else while that was still hot. Because what you do is you put this in the you take the lid off, you put it in the microwave for 30 seconds. Then you stir it, and then you just keep doing 30-second intervals until it's completely melted. And then you pour it into the whatever container, you know, of the item you're molding. Well, this was after I saw it warping and that was floating and it was a big failure. I hurried up and I grabbed one of those Tupperware thing. Well, not Tupperware, but the Walmart Tupperware, whatever. One of those little squares, and this is kind of what it. Well, I got this all distorted, but anyways, you get the idea. It's just one of those square ones, and what I did first is I put this piece. This is an antique piece of glass that my mom has given me. It's a ring holder, and let me show you how. If you aren't familiar with ring holders, which I'm sure most of you are, but this is what it does. You just put your rings on and you can put your earrings down in this little tray and everything, and you know, it's just real cute. Well, I've been wanting to mold this, and so that's what I did is I hurried up, I put this in the bottom of the Tupperware thing, and then I just poured all that liquid magic mold in there, and then you put it in the refrigerator for a few hours till it firms up, and then you take your piece out. And I did that, and it came out fine. I know this looks messed up. I'll explain that in a minute. And it came out fine and everything. The only thing I noticed was right around the top was really, it's very fragile. It almost feels like Jell-O, like a firm Jell-O. But around the edges was really, really thin, and I thought it wasn't going to work. But it did. It worked fine. So the only thing I do suggest, if you have a lot of detail on bottom like this does, I would build the item up so it's deeper into the mold, because right around the edges, and it may be the way this is shaped. You see how it's got that curve going, so that may be why I had the problems. But I would build it up a little bit, that way it's deeper into this mold stuff. The other thing was, because of the shape being like this, when the bubbles were trying to come out, they got trapped right around in here. You know, so there's some tiny little bubbles. But if I had it built up, then I wouldn't have had that problem, you know. They would have been up higher. So I went ahead and I poured, and then this morning I woke up, I was like, I gotta see it. And so I went out there, and I had to tear the mold up to get it out. But that's the thing with this magic mold, is it's reusable. So now all I have to do is cut this up and do again the 30-second intervals, and I should be able to use it all over again just the same way, and I can make a different mold. I can do the same mold. That's the great part of it. But and this is how it turned out. Now this piece hasn't been sanded or glazed or anything, but I think it turned out absolutely awesome. You see that? It's hard for me to see because it's so bright out here, but I think it turned out, I'm just thrilled. So here's this one. It's still a little soft because, like I said, I just poured this, you know, later last night and took it out this morning, and I did put a lot of glitter in it. So, and again, I haven't sanded it. But you can see at the bottom where I don't know if you can, it's coming through on camera. There's little bitty bubbles. But it's not going to matter on this because the way it sits, you don't even see that part, you know, because it's up under it. So, but for the pieces that I plan to sell or something, I am going to build it up to where those bubbles will be able to come out. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. And look how shiny it is. And like I said, this has not been glazed. I got a piece of grass in there. But, it hasn't been glazed or anything, and look how shiny that is. And you can tell that it was going to be shiny just by looking. You see how that does? So yeah, I'm happy. So I just wanted to show it to you guys. It does got me kind of wondering though. Okay, this is probably going to be retarded, but I'm so going to have to try it now. If you could just use gelatin and do this. I don't know. But anyways, that's a cheap find, you know, to try. But yeah. So tell me what you guys think. Bye.